What it is? It's your boy QDZ Double Easy. Another episode of SMS. How about it, drivers? And my mechanics. Can't forget the mechanics. Jumping back into it. Our trucking and finance series. Today's topic is on our how to spend money. Equipment. Talking about equipment. And this is really not just geared to having your own authority, but your, owner operators, leased on or whatnot, because equipment can put you out of business. So let's talk about it. I know a lot of people from my YouTube experiences and personality to people I've met on the road, personal friends that have went out of business because of poor choices with equipment. Now, this is going to be a touchy topic, but again, I'm not really here to pacify anybody and make anybody friends. I like to give it to y'all raw and give you the truth, because I hate to see people go out there and make mistakes. But at the end of the day, we all grown and we can make our own choices. But if you're watching this, it's because you are intelligent enough to know that I need to seek, other people's experience and see what other people have said. I mean, that's just the normal thing that people do. So, jumping right in, the criticalness of your equipment. Remember, we're trying to protect our money. And I don't know, I don't have it to throw away, and most people don't. And when you just go out there and buy something because it's cheap, you can totally disregard the last video about how to spend, because you just threw away all, you forgot about protecting. You just threw your whole backbone out of the window. And the reason being is, I see a lot of the people I seen went out of business with their equipment. It's always been, they bought internationals, those Pro Stars, just internationals in general, and Volvos. And I'm gonna tell you, not that I'm picking on Volvo or International, I'm always going to speak to you guys from a business standpoint and a new owner operator or a new authority, somebody's planning to go on their own, open their own carrier. I'm always going to speak to you from that point, not from a personal opinion on trucks, because that's irrelevant to me. It's irrelevant. Whatever you like is what you like, but in liking what you like, you need to be prepared for what you like. Now let's talk about it. So my philosophy is this: when I was preparing my business, I wanted to set my business up for the best start. I didn't care about the flashy truck. I didn't care about how, I wanted it to look good, but more importantly, I wanted it to run good, and I wanted to be DOT compliant. I don't get into the flashiness or wanting to put this and all that on the truck, and because it's, you're getting personal. This is a tool. You got to see it as a tool first when you are making plans. So I say that to say, figure out where your goal is. What is really your goal? Are you coming out here to have a show truck, or are you coming out here to make money, or you're getting this to only be in it for a little while, so you want the best looking truck you can have and then you're out of it and you can sell it? What is your goal? But speaking to the people that are looking at this long term, like myself, you got to look at it as a tool. You're not going to go out there and you wouldn't throw your money out the window just because you felt like it, right? So why go out there and buy yourself something that's not going to be reliable? It's known, International International trucks are cheap for a reason. Their longevity is not there. Their reliability is really not there. The old, and when I say old, I'm talking about late 90s Internationals were tanks. But we're speaking to these late 2000s, you know, trucks. They're garbage. I've known numerous people that went out of business. You can actually look on YouTube, don't take my word for it, and look at just people that went out of business. Matter of fact, as a trucker, I want to say, matter of fact, Trucker L, if you look at his videos, he had an International, went out of business for a little bit, had to go get another truck. Luckily he recovered because he stayed with Landstar at the time and got him another truck. There's another trucker, I want to say his name is L2. I think his video is titled, I went out of business at Landstar, or out of business at Landstar. Real good video, man. And he talked about how he just made a poor choice and he came in with bad equipment, and lo and behold, he had an International. I mean, yeah, he had an International. So I say that to say, when you come out here, you want, number one, reliable equipment, right? I hate to be redundant, but I gotta beat this on the head. And you want something that's going to make you money hopefully before it breaks down. Don't get me wrong, all this stuff is machines and anything can happen, but you want something with the most reliable that you can get. Forget about the flashiness, forget about wanting to soup the truck up. I mean, you getting too personal before you even making money, you know, and that's what a lot of guys do. They get out, they get their first truck and they just want to go all out. And I get it, you know, I get it, but that's where you got to figure out where your goal is. My truck, I got a buddy of mine, I ain't gonna put you out there on blast, man, but he'd been trying to get me to put an Android radio in my truck for the longest. And me and him had a talk, and I was like, man, I don't need it. Like, you know, it was like, yeah, but you can. And it was like, I don't need it, because for me, this is a tool. I got my phone, that's all I need. I got my laptops, that's all I need. And he was giving me the reasons as to why. But yes, this is my truck. I love it, but that's not necessary for me right now in where I am in my goal. So know your reasoning, okay? Now, moving past that, the reason, I'm a Freightliner guy myself. Freightliner interiors ain't always known to be the best, but they're roomy. I think they're comfortable. More importantly, they're reliable. And when you're coming out here, you want something that you can afford to fix. The guys I know that had the International and the Volvos, they go out of business because the repairs are so damn expensive, they can't afford to fix it. And the problems those trucks have are, with the Volvos, injector problems, number one. Injector cup problems. Filter DPF problems. Right out the back. Volvos are known for that. Internationals are known for that. And they're known for just engine problems in general, the Internationals. But you're coming out with a foreign truck on top of that. It's your first truck. You're coming out with a foreign truck. You got minimum money saved away. Okay? Now you can't even take that truck anywhere to get worked on. So when it's down, and then a lot of times you're going to have to wait for parts. You're building a business. Most of the trucks you see, how many Cascadias and old Freightliners and that you see on the road, and then you do see Volvos, they're the old ones, because believe it or not, some of them had old Detroits in them. Yeah, there's some old Volvos that got Detroits in them. So you want something that you can afford to fix, period. Especially coming out here on your own, owner operator. And if you want to get that new Volvo or whatever, Freightliner or whatever truck, make your money first, and then go back and get the flashy truck if that's what your goal is, you know. But when you come out, it's just like a car, like a car. You go out, you buy a foreign car, you're gonna pay that foreign money, and when it breaks, it's gonna hurt. But semi trucks is a big difference from a car, you know. You want to set yourself up, when that thing break down, you want to be able to take it anywhere to get fixed. Anybody can work on it. That's the reason I like Freightliner. That's the reason I like my Detroit engines, because they are known to be reliable. Everybody's got their opinion about Detroits and about this and about that. Okay? Again, that's going to boil down to preference. I'm going to go by the facts. You know, the facts that they are reliable engines over a lot of other manufacturers. And you want to be in that position. For my guys that are mechanically inclined, that's the other thing. You want to have something that you can work on and you can get parts for when you need it. You guys know I do a lot of my repairs and my maintenance, stuff that I can do. And I've actually invested in the equipment and the diagnostic equipment to service and, you know, check my own truck. So moving forward long term, guess what I'm going to buy? I'm going to buy more Freightliners so that I can continue to service and hook up to them if I need the computer, and I can plug in and do what I need to do, because that just makes sense on a business standpoint. I'm not going to go out there and buy a Kenworth or a Peterbilt, because I'm not a big fan of PACCAR engines, which are the Kenworths and the Peterbilts now. Back in the day, the Petes used to have Detroits in them. The Kenworths used to have Detroits in them. You could get, you know, the Cummins in either back then. But these new ones, when PACCAR bought them out, they bought out Kenworth and Peterbilt. So you got these PACCAR engines in both of those models now. And you have to have special software, and you can't take them to anybody to work on. So for me, that's just not a good business investment. I could buy the software and add it on to the computer, and then buy the already got the interface to talk to it. But why I want to do that? I got over $1,000 worth of diagnostic equipment for Detroit and Freightliner. Stay with that. Which been working. My truck, I bought it with $680,000 on it, and I've put, now I got 793 something thousand miles, so I'm over 100,000 miles that I've put on it. No major repairs, zero, not even a major DEF problem. But I keep on top of my maintenance. I do the stuff that needs to be done. Now, I have done things, but those were things that I wanted to do, not because the truck put me down, you know. And I got videos and stuff that I've done. And take the time to learn your equipment. You ain't got to be a mechanic, but find a reputable mechanic that ain't going to rip you off, you know. This way you are protecting your money. You're learning how to spend your money. You'll start learning that, you know what, some things is going to sound high to you, or sound like they're like a little far-fetched when you hear certain things, once you familiarize yourself with your equipment. This is why guys go out and they buy equipment that they don't know nothing about, because somebody else got it, or whatever the case may be, and you know, it ended up putting them in a bad situation because they really didn't do the research on it. So your equipment is going to be very detrimental to how you spend your money, you know, because if you don't learn it on how to spend your money via your equipment, you're already setting yourself up for failure. And that's my opinion, you know. Don't take my word for it, but I don't recommend coming out with a foreign truck at all for a new person that just have no experience in trucking, or at least not even on the owner op side. Coming out as owner operator, you want something that you can afford to fix, and that's reliable, and it's going to get the job done, and that's strong and heavy duty. You don't want to come out with something that's going to cost you an arm and a leg the first little minor breakdown you have. It's just not a good idea. So we're at like 14 minutes on this video. I'm going to cut it, and we will pick this up again. I'm QDZ, the Double Easy. You have just watched another episode of All About Semis Financial Series. Peace out.